It's good to see you, Shaina. Thank you for being with us on the program once again. We do know 8 more trucks are expected to enter Gaza today with, again, no fuel, which means that hospitals that are trying to operate beyond their capacity are going to completely shut down soon.
That's right. For days now, just as your correspondent was just telling you, we've been calling for the need for fuel. We've been calling for the need for increased aid. We've been calling for ceasefires and an end to hostilities, or at least at the very least a pause, so that aid can be distributed safely. We've been repeating these same things over and over, yet we're seeing no real change at the policy level. We still need third-party states to be in the international community to be pushing for an increase in aid and for fuel, so that not only will the hospitals come back from the brink of collapse, not only will bakeries be able to continue baking bread, not only will people finally be able to access clean water, but we'll also be able to distribute aid to those who need it most.
Hundreds of thousands of people have been internally displaced. They have no home left to go to, and these people are people who have been displaced before. Some say they should leave. Others say that it'll give leeway for Israel to annex Gaza. What's your assessment of this particular situation?
You know, if Palestinians want to leave Gaza in order to seek safety elsewhere, such as in northern Sinai, they should be permitted to do so. But we need to keep in mind the fact that for 75 years, Palestinians have been facing displacement. More than 70% of Palestinians in Gaza are refugees themselves or the descendants of refugees from 1948. And so if Palestinians are to leave in order to seek safety, they need to have assurances and guarantees from the international community that once there's a cessation of hostilities, they'll be able to be repatriated and return home. Without those guarantees, we are laying out the ground to have a potential refugee crisis and a continuation of the story of displacement that Palestinians have been facing since 1947, 1948.
Shaina, you work for a humanitarian organization that's also trying to make a difference in Gaza today. What do you make of the dozens of aid workers who have also lost their lives in the last 3 weeks?
You know, it is simply tragic to be hearing about folks from partner agencies and other humanitarians who are losing their lives. Thank goodness, NRC, up until this point, all of our staff have been accounted for, but their families, they've also been impacted by losing members of their own families, including one colleague who lost her only child just last week on an airstrike in Rafah. We need to be guaranteeing that humanitarians can safely do their jobs. As of now, there is simply no safe place in Gaza, whether it be the north, where Israel told people to flee, or whether it be the south, to which people have fled to. And so in order for humanitarians to be able to do their jobs, in order for them to support and provide assistance to those who are most in need, we need to have guarantees of their safety. It is simply unacceptable that humanitarians have lost their lives while trying simply to help their fellow mankind.
Shaina Low, it's always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for being with us here on the NewsHour.
Thank you for having me on.